Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario on the Mario coming back at you with another video for your butt. So, been a while since I made a video, man. Been very, very busy working my day job and my night job since we're in the playoffs. So, mucho work, poquito dinero, as people like to say. But I wanted to make a video. I got the day off today. It's raining, so didn't have to go into work today, so took advantage of this day off. And I really need to clean up my room. And I really wanted to finally open this. This is a box that I bought on Facebook of 72 low number commons, which was perfect for me because I've been going to Burbank and I started buying the 72s high number commons and working down from the highest number to the lowest. So when this came up as the low numbers, I was like, oh, well, that's perfect. That way it'll minimize the doubles that I've been buying from Burbank, because I don't have a checklist yet. I don't do a checklist until I have a lot of cards, because otherwise the checklist is super long. But right here I have my 72. This is where my 72 would be, but it's a box of it's a binder full of chrome cards, because I don't have enough cards to start a 72 binder. The way that I originated, like started doing my sets, you know, is like I wanted a 79, started working on that till I completed, then the 78, work on that till I completed, 77 until I completed. But man, starter sets just started landing in my lap, you know. So now I got starter sets all over the place. So instead of working at one set at a time, all of a sudden I'm working on 6 sets at a time. You know, it's just the way the hobby works. Not always, can't always go as planned. But before I open this, you know, I wanted to make sure I had supplies. So that's another thing I want to talk about. You know, I started building modern sets, you know, like putting sets again from boxes, from, you know, just from Kmart, Walmart, Target and stuff, from blaster boxes, putting them in sets in 2015. That's when I decided, okay, I'm going to start building sets from each year again, like I did as a kid. Before that, I was mainly trying to buy vintage cards and, you know, little player PCs here and there. And one thing I remember is like 2015, should go back and look for them, but making videos, you know, talking about how like this is not cheap, you know, just to buy the supplies for each binder was like 20 bucks. All right. So say I would buy an Ultra Pro thing like this, and it would be 12 bucks. And then the binder back then I could get them for 8 bucks. You know, and if I bought $100 worth, I could get it cheaper, you know, and get like the binders for 6 bucks and these for 10. So I would say, like, you know, on average, each binder and pages would cost me 20 bucks. I was like, so to store these in binders was 20 bucks. Well, I went the other day and I got the pages, the binder, and 6 800 count boxes for $52. Now, wow, I said, wow, that's nuts. All right, because these, when I was buying them for $12, you know, and I remember when they went to 15, I was like, well, you know, they were saying because of gas prices. These went up to 15. I just thought that was outrageous. I thought that was nuts. All right. And now these are 25. You know, it's been 25 for a while, but I'm just remembering back to like 2015 when I could get the pages and the binder for 20. Now just the pages alone are 25. You know, so now the binder, which back then was 8, then I remember going up to 10, then 12. Now it's 20 bucks. That's nuts, you know? And same thing with these 800 count boxes. They're $2 each now. Okay, I have these things over here. Okay, these right here are the cardboard houses. All right, and they came with what, like 12 800 count boxes, and then the whole housing, 4, 8, 12. And that was 20 bucks, you know, for the whole thing. So, you know, they were like $1 each back then, 75 cents each. Now they're $2. That's nuts. So what I mean, when you put these all together, 52 bucks, that's a lot of nuts, you know? So, but it is what it is, man. So, you know, if you're new coming into the hobby, this is why you would call us like, get off my grass, you know, get off my lawn kind of guys, because we're complaining about these prices. And if you came in after 2020, you never really saw those price hikes. You just were born into them. You came into them. But that's nuts now that these are all like 50 bucks, you know? The supplies, each binder is 50 bucks. When I was complaining when it was 20 bucks. But it is what it is, you know? But anyways, yeah. I wanted to have my supplies before I open this. I just cut the tape off because oh, thank you. So this guy gave me a Bob Horner with the rounded corner. That's a sweet cut. It looks like a Uno card. Man, if you guys saw I think the last, which is probably the last video I made when I bought these, I was worried about getting scammed. So gracias a Dios that I didn't. Well, let's hope so. Check them out first. Come on, cards. Come on. These are tight in here. Tight like tiger. Alright, so these are what the cards look like. The 72, man, you know what? I was never that great, giant, big of a fan of 72. I know a lot of people, I'm kind of disappointed. Not disappointed in the cards, disappointed that they're not in order. Like, I don't know how a person has all these cards and they're not in order, but it is what it is. But they all look to be in really good shape, really good shape. Look at that Harmon Killebrew. You got the Spankies. Tony Oliva, I think he put all the good players. Juan Marshall probably first. To have that first impression. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna take the time today to put them in my binder and finally start my 72 binder, because if you don't know what I mean, what my stump binder, you see it doesn't match the rest. Yeah, like, man, one of the plans that I have with my binder in the future is, I was listening to Bader's watching Bader's video, and he has them all the same color. But what I'm trying to do right now is have each decade in a different color. So the 70s in black, the 80s in blue, you know, and then these brown ones. It goes to show you, I've been buying my supplies from the same people for 20, 30 years at Frankenson's. This guy's gone, but he had pallets of these binders. And they came with pages, and they were $5 each. So every week that I would go, I would buy one, $5 with the pages, you know. And he told me he had pallets of them, so I thought it was gonna last forever. You can see them over here too. So every week I would go and I'd buy one for $5 and start putting sets in there. And one day that I go in, they're all gone. And I say, "Hey, we still got more pallets, right?" He's like, "Nah, some guy came in and bought them all. He bought like 3 pallets of these binders." So I was like, oh, well, there goes that little pot of gold there. But I'm kind of glad it did, so I didn't get too invested in them. Then I started buying these. But what I want to do in the future, this is like, I'm talking maybe 10 years from now, is I want to build a wall and make it look like a checkerboard. So like these cards right here, these binders, let me show you what I mean. Bader had talked about them too. Like these, Mikey has tons of it. He buys them online. But these binders before, I would buy them at Target. And I remember these binders came with pages too, and they were $20. And I didn't like the pages that it came with. So I would have to go buy another thing of pages for $12. So cost-wise, it was expensive. And same thing, I would buy one every paycheck. Every time I get paid, I go buy one thing, and I could do this for the rest of my life, and eventually I'd have a bunch of them. But no, I all of a sudden couldn't find them anywhere. Target stopped selling them, Walmart stopped selling them, so that went away. But you could get them online, so they're not impossible. But one day, what I want to do in the future is have all my sets in black and white. So every decade, so I have 10 white, 10 black, 10 white to make it look like a checkerboard. If I could do a whole wall, if I have enough sets to make it look like a checkerboard, black, white, like blocks. That's the plan for the future, and that's looking way ahead. So hopefully that works out. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. And if you guys, I talked about how I couldn't find a lot of I'm working on my Lumpy set, my dog Lumpy's. Oh, LSP. I had said like I couldn't find a lot of the cards that I thought I bought at the National, but I did find some now. Like, wow, when I was going through to give a bunch of my 71 extras doubles to Finney Collector, I ended up finding the stack that I had bought there and that I hadn't put in yet. So gotta put those and check them off the checklist. So it's gonna be a good day of collecting for me in my card room. A lot of cleaning to do, but hey, I'm not out, just been too busy. And today I'm gonna take a chance to catch up on the hobby. All right, check you later. Oh yeah, before I forget, I did want to bring that up too, like how this has kind of affected the hobby, because I went and I bought I saw a binder and it had a lot of comments and I wanted to buy them all. And so they gave me a price, and in the price they included the binder and pages. And I said like, well, I already have a binder and pages, that I need them to go into, so I don't need the binder and pages. So I said, they were charging me $25 for the binder and pages. So physically remove them all and let them keep the binder and pages. But I think that's the first time that I had somebody include the price of the binder and pages for the cards that I was buying. So, I opted out of them and took them all out. But that was the first, I thought that was a little trippy, something to tell. Okay, gonna get started and putting these in order and in a binder. Gonna take a while. Love the hobby. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever, I said. Ciao! Chaka Khan!